pretty impressive that these things can even have 4 hours of video.
It's nice.
Yeah.
It's very nice. So is there anything else you wanted to say, share before we tune and start our thing?
I don't think so. Expectations is our topic.
Yeah, I took down,
Okay.
I jotted down some notes here already.
How are
just
you?
because- I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
I have a full calendar today, so last night when I was getting ready for bed, even before that, I was like, okay, you know that having to go back to quote unquote work,
Yeah.
sort of
Yes. Yeah.
responsibilities, feelings.
Mhm.
I don't know, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking if there's anything else I would tell you, but I
We doing too.
Then we're gonna come to it again. Your hands are on fire.
Are they? My hands are on fire.
My
Woohoo! We remember
hands
to
are
hit
on
record.
fire.
We're already killing it today.
Alright, so I think that's probably good. We don't want it top notch in there. Alright. So here we are.
Welcome.
Okay. 1, 2. Welcome to Hawks and Lavender Rose.
This is Shauna.
And this is Jennifer. Vice versa. Don't go by our voices there. We were pointing at each other. Episode.
That's right. For those of you that are listening.
Listening. Wait a minute, that didn't sound like Shauna.
That's really
That
funny.
didn't sound like Jennifer.
I'm Jennifer.
And I am Shauna. And here we are. How are you?
Really, 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 really good
Oh,
again.
there we go. Really, really, really good.
Got
Good.
a new mala.
Yeah, I saw that.
Not pretty.
That's very pretty.
Yeah, I liked it.
I like the white beads there too.
I do too. I didn't notice them until I put it on. I'd been looking at it in the box for a while, and I just noticed all the earth tone beads. And then when I put it on, I was like, all right, I like the
There's
white
some
little
white there,
accent.
too.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
Good. So I'm glad you're really, 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 really.
How
really
are you?
good. I'm good.
Yeah.
I feel good. Today's good. Yeah, I'm good. But I feel like there's something I have to tell you, and I can't remember.
I feel
what it
like
was.
I have that feeling from you. That is something that you have to tell
But
me.
there's really nothing is. Maybe it will come out at some point.
Well, you had a beautiful temple at your house.
Oh yeah,
on
Saturday. Yep. So that was fun, but that's not what I wanted to tell you. It'll come to me.
Yeah.
It'll hit me. I feel
Why
like it's
not?
something from yesterday. Yeah. I'm just gonna let it go.
Well, today's Tuesday, so you had yesterday.
Yeah.
Did we see each other?
No.
Weird. All right.
And yeah, so today's Tuesday,
October 1st.
October 1st. Goodbye, September.
Hello.
Hello,
Pretty much
October.
2020. Sorry.
I bought a 2020 calendar
Did you?
today. Yes, I did. I was at Staples and they were out. And so I bought one because I'm already like looking at dates for the beginning of the year. So we like to have a calendar here. So when things come up.
2020.
2020. So Preston said to me the other day, 2K19. That's how he told me the year. I don't know what we were talking
I don't know
about.
how I feel about that.
So I said to him, 2K19? Is that how you youngsters are talking? He's like, yeah, that's what we do. 2K19.
2K20.
2K20.
That feels very progressive.
What do they call themselves? It feels very millennial-like.
Yeah, 2K19.
It's like,
you know,
2K19.
I've noticed like with
sister.
music, and I think it's so weird that they're like music from the 70s, 80s, 90s, and today. And I'm like, it's been 20 years. Like, you can't just say today anymore. That's a long history
Yes.
of music.
It sure is. It sure
So
is.
I maybe that is a good thing to start to separate it at 2K20, 2K19.
Right. So you just own that, right? Start using it. What year is it? 2K19.
That's
Generally,
rough.
People would
I
look
would
at you
know.
like
I have to say 2020. I mean,
2020.
2020.
television show.
Yeah, Barbara Walters, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure. Is
It's
that even
still
still on?
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
All right.
Oh, yes. So here we are, and today we are going to talk about expectations. And I expect that we're going to have a fulfilling conversation.
That's funny.
So what do you have to say about expectations?
Oh boy, I gotta think about this because you mentioned it the other day, and I felt like I had a brain full of thoughts, and the lights are off. So I'm gonna turn those on.
Yeah.
All right.
We forgot to turn our lights on.
Yes.
They're not even plugged in yet.
All right, I'll do all
See,
that.
this is how we roll.
We had no expectations to the point where
I did expect to plug those lights in and turn them on, but we completely forgot. But we did remember to start recording, so we got that going.
we did.
Do we look better now?
Ah,
Oh yeah.
so
These
beautiful.
look awesome. So you
Yeah.
have to check us out on YouTube.
Yep.
You can see us.
Hawks and Lavender
In
Rose.
living
Hawks and
color.
Lavender Rose channel. Yeah, YouTube channel. All right, expectations.
Expectations.
We say we have none, yet we do have them a lot of the time. So
Great.
what?
And then how do we manage expectations?
All right, so maybe we need to think of like a genre of where we ordinarily have expectations, right? Because it's a broad topic. So what do you have written down? I know you have some good.
Well, I don't know if good.
You have something written down that will help to.
Dictionary. Expectation.
Okay, I like this.
Expectations, a strong belief that something will happen or be the case in the future. Reality has not lived up to expectations. We don't even do that.
Yeah.
A belief that someone will or should achieve something. I have a little problem with that because they use the word should there. I have a little problem with that. And one's
Hilarious.
prospects of inheritance. Oh,
Oh.
that's interesting.
Like that you would
I
expect
expect
an
to
inheritance.
receive an inheritance.
Those are all really awkward. Let's see if we can find.
But this is like the dictionary's definition of expectations.
Wow. Read them. Let's see. Hear them again.
A strong belief that something will happen or be the case in the future. A belief that someone will or should achieve something. And one's prospects of inheritance. And these were just three.
So
This
odd.
is Merriam-Webster. Let's see. The act or state of expecting. Something expected, a basis for expectation, prospects of inheritance. Wow. A state of being expected.
What
Alright.
about? How about this? Look up synonyms for expectations. That might be interesting.
Oh, I can do that.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I have the dictionary app, which I go to for
Synonyms.
I have a hard time. Remember we
Synonyms.
talked about what's your favorite word?
Not synonym.
No.
Not your favorite word.
Expectations.
Yeah, I'm curious to see. Because that was the word expectation, based on the dictionary, has nothing to do with consciousness.
Assumption, chance, confidence, fear, forecast, hope, intention, likelihood, notion, outlook, possibility, prediction, promise, prospect. Whew, there's a lot here.
Possibility, prediction. Prediction came to mind when we first started talking today.
Looking forward, suspense, surmise, supposition, reliance, probability, presumptions, motive.
Probability. I like that.
So those are some.
Expectation. So in relationships, expectations can create some like sort of issues, I guess, when you have expectations. Well, all right, wow. The more I keep thinking about this word, it's
Right?
like there's levels of.
There's a lot of levels to it because I was doing a little bit of research before you arrived. And what I was reading had to do with relationships, right? So yes, there is a topic that we can hone in on
Yeah,
because expectations are all over the place.
right.
I have a quote from Tony Robbins. Turn your expectations into appreciation and your whole life will change.
Yeah. Turn your expectations into appreciation. That's interesting to think about because I guess what I'm relating expectations with disappointment. Because if we have expectations in a relationship,
But isn't it normal to have expectations?
and
Or
is
do we
there
not
a
have any?
foundation of mutual agreed upon expectations, right? Like I think that there's unspoken and spoken expectations, and maybe it's the unspoken expectations
Where the
that create
disappointment
right.
comes in.
Yeah.
Okay, so just for a simple example of turning expectations into appreciation and your whole life changes, I expected you to be here at a certain time today, and you called, something came up, great, no problem, we have plenty of time. And even though I expected you to show up at a certain time, I totally appreciate the fact that you're here right now when we're doing the recording as planned.
Yeah.
So it's taking those expectations and turning them into appreciation. So let me just go here for a second. What if you needed to cancel? What if I needed to cancel? So we expected to get together. So how then could I turn that into appreciation, right? Because he's saying turn your expectations into appreciation.
Instead of just being like kind of upset, like it didn't
So-
because the schedule didn't happen as expected.
So what do I appreciate then?
Well, you might be able to come to the end of your day, and if you, well, you probably would have done something else in place of it instead of wallowed in what didn't happen.
I don't think I would have wallowed.
No, but I think some people would.
Oh, absolutely. I was thinking I would probably go crawl up on my bed and take a little nap.
Right,
That's
and
what
then
I
at
was
the end of the day, you'd be
thinking.
like, I really appreciated that time that I had to crawl into bed and relax or whatever.
So would it be safe to say that if the expectations fell through and there was disappointment there, there's a level of someone taking it personally?
Yeah, and there's also non-action happening, right? Because you'd rather just like wallow in the,
Your
What
own
didn't
sea
happen.
of self-pity.
but instead of taking an action to create something, so that way you can appreciate the expectation that didn't happen. I don't even know that didn't happen.
So let's dive a little
So we're
deeper,
talking
shall
about
we?
expectations being broken, though. In a way, like that's what.
Yes.
So all right, so expectations. It's a very
How to deal with the expectation, how to deal with disappointment and the unmet expectation. So I have just some notes written down here from something that I read, was to realize that it was just a blip in time, that we don't have to carry it with us. So I think that can happen to some people, is that disappointment, instead of it, the energy of it getting released, they carry it with them. And I think that's what you might be talking
Yeah.
about, is just that sea of, oh my God, this didn't work out for me today, and now I'm gonna let it ruin my whole life.
Or I
for the
think
rest of
some
my
people
day.
even predict like, ugh, I expect like today is gonna be such an annoying day.
Well, that just goes back to how are you starting off your day when
Yeah,
you open
that's
your eyes?
Right. If you don't have
What
a
are your
practice,
expectations?
Yeah, right.
My son was leaving for work today. It was yesterday. Doesn't matter what day it was.
Yep.
And he said, "Oh, I hope this is a good day." And I said to him, "Make it a good day."
Yeah. Well, what do you expect to see? And then make sure you see it. I guess in relation to practices, which is something that we've talked about a lot over the
We'll continue to
and
talk
we will
about.
continue to talk about. So I think that there is a level of expectation that you can manifest based on your practices and the way that you perceive the world around you.
Can you share an example with me?
Yeah, waking up in gratitude, and then setting, well, maybe you have a word, right? Or sometimes I'll pick a word for the day, or a word for a year. Actually, has been my practice for probably the past going on 7 years. Instead of a New Year's resolution, I pick a word, a theme for my year, and it's been joy for like the past 3 or 4 years. But lately, it's been harmony, because I love the word harmony, and I imagine all the aspects of my life. One of my goals was to have all aspects of my life to be seamlessly harmonious. So there's not all these separations between work and relationships and kids and like all these separations. I want it all to feel like one thing that can just flow in and out from each other, right? So I would wake up. A practice would be obviously gratitude, and then set the expectation to create harmony throughout the day.
And what happens when you encounter some disharmony, some
view it as that moment. It's not like, oh my god, my whole day is ruined because of like one thing. It's just like, oh, alright. Because usually what happens is there might be seeming chaos or stress or something that's like, whatever, not great. But by the end of the day, I can see the purpose.